How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 4, Episode 4 of Black Mirror, which is called Hang the DJ. Last time out was a really interesting and another great episode of Black Mirror, of course. Last time out we didn't focus too much on the technology. Of course, it was a pivotal role in terms of the full storyline, but in my eyes, we focused so much on the deterioration from one person's morality for when... Like, considering the fact that Mia was so adamant in calling the police when, you know, her partner killed that cyclist, accidentally, of course. And then, by the end of the episode, she has no problem killing a freaking baby at the end. So, yeah, we focused a lot there, but of course, like I said, the technology, of course, was vital importance in exposing her crimes, of course. I think we all had an idea that was going to, you know, kick Mia's backside a little, weren't we, considering the fact that it can tap into your hidden well, not hidden memories, but memories you remember, and you're not going to shake off murders and all that, so, unless you're a psychopath and, you know, you don't remember your victims or whatever, but, I mean, someone could say she was a psycho anyways, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said though, it was just a really great episode, and Season 4 has just been really awesome stuff. I don't know if I would go as far to say this is, you know, as, like, considering at, by Episode 4 of last season, we already had some stellar episodes. Don't get me wrong, these are stellar episodes as well, but I don't think they are as good as Season 3, but they're still really good. No, I'm really enjoying Season 4 at the minute. We've got some really fascinating stories, but I do love the quality of Season 3 a bit better, so yeah. Not to say that this season sucks or whatever, so yeah. But no, I'm really excited to see what this entails, so with that said, let's just get into Black Mirror, Episode 4 of Season 4. Let's go.
Quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should.
The race is on.
And it's lights out! Sorry, I'm kidding. I don't know,
on,
F1 vibes for some reason, but... Expiry date! Like, how much time they can be allowed to spend together?
This takes us to the place.
Yeah, I suppose so. After you.
That's really poopy.
Just go at it.
Define go at it.
Yes, I love it.
So, are we meant to just
define fucking hell?
Each other?
Participants are not required to
So
take
use
any
a bit
specific
more.
action.
Yeah, I mean, we can, right?
Are we or are
Many
we
people
not?
do.
Yes or no?
It's just a short time.
If that's your decision,
Your
It's
decision.
also
That's all.
it's up to you.
That's all we needed to know.
Thanks for being my first.
Oh.
Bloody time.
Yeah. Systems
It was
like
great.
TikTok.
You were nice.
So are you. If
It's
we
really,
have this
really
time again, you
crappy
totally get it, by
system.
the way.
That's the...
Sorry.
Can you not
You
go at
get it.
like, again, maybe?
Fuck that one up, didn't we?
Gather data to eventually select an ultimate compatible other.
On your pairing day, I know.
It's like trying to find the
And it
perfect
always finds
person.
a perfect match.
In
True.
99.8% of cases.
But I have to go through loads of relationships to find it.
That is correct.
Great.
I mean, no relationship's perfect, but...
What was that?
Another relationship.
Well, maybe a
Already?
few, but... 2 years.
1 year.
Wow!
We've got each other for 1 year. Could be a mistake. Yeah, Coach, is this a mistake?
This is not a mistake.
She's gonna be like, oh,
Fucking
bloody
Christ.
hell.
9 months.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, boy.
cheers.
Cheers.
Let me guess. 9 months. What does that equate to, people? Oh, she feels for him. Yeah, her heart lies there, like... And she might have been impressed with his physique and all that, but... The heart wants what the heart wants. See, this is the thing. The system can't, you know, really dictate what's perfect.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
There's that push. It's all about Frank, isn't it? Oh. Did you just wipe it on the bed? Ah, no, no, mate, no. 5 months left. On the plus side, 2 for... Oh.
Well,
I have a feeling
bye.
since the system tells them what their match is, she's trying to find, but like, this is what I'm talking about. Her heart is screaming for Frank. The system's dictating it, and it's like 36 hours again. Huh. That is a body. Another day, another day. She's getting fed up with this system bullshit, and to be fair, I don't blame her. Oh, but...
I just want to say...
don't.
Well, I learned what it's like to cohabit with someone
Big
I despise.
oof.
Oh, no. No, it's my idea.
I think the chemistry just is absolutely polluting the room right now.
You know, this is kind
Honestly.
of emasculating.
Then you better make up for it in a minute. I'm gonna see your dick.
See?
Sorry.
The banterers, they have great...
I'm gonna fucking
You know, they bounce off each other so well.
You are so defeated and so exhausted that you just accept it. You settle.
She's
And
got a
then-
point.
You have to live the rest of your life convincing
Because this
yourself
musical
you
chair
didn't.
shit is just... You know, it
Well
can
done.
be
That's one of the
stressing.
bleakest things I've ever heard.
Thank you.
This is your first time to Black Mirror?
Right.
Welcome.
Do you want to know my theory? Let's assume the system isn't right.
What if that's us and we're stuck in the simulation?
Well, how do we know?
I think that settles it.
Well, I might
Oh
have
my
been programmed
goodness.
to go out.
Okay.
It's that realism. You don't want to know you're like an avatar in this world. She will feel hurt because it's best if you don't know. That's the thing they were talking about. Oh, at least it's better than him and Nicola, definitely. But 5 years.
Recalibrating.
Oh. See, it can make some mistake. Oh, no! No! You're a dick. You are a... well, Frank is an idiot. The system's a dick. Oh. Frank, you... Oh. You had a great thing. I mean, it might have been 5 years, but... Gonna make up 5 years in 20 hours.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
So scared.
Spoiled today.
Oh, and this hasn't spoilt it.
It's supposed to be 5 years when I looked at it.
If I was told that, I would be like, no.
So you broke it.
No. I mean,
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Why did you have to look at it?
Look,
You ruined it.
it's nothing.
Wait,
Amy,
come
Don't
on.
follow me.
Amy, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Amy.
He talked about wanting... Oh, this is... Yeah. Oh, gee. I like red, but, like... That filter, though. Man, I just love that shot so much of her going through different partners, but...
And if I hadn't have looked,
Yeah.
we'd have been together years. She was...
It'd be
You know,
so
when you
interesting
meet
if that was a
someone
total
and
of 5
you just
years.
know. You just know that...
Oh!
Reckon you could pop this in me now? I sort of got jaw ache.
Yeah, come on.
And after all...
Coach,
She's got a plan, hasn't
Yes,
she?
Amy.
count to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes! 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 Amy! Go, Amy and Frank!
Night that we were together, I mean the first night, how did you feel?
Oh, I just felt safe, happy, comfortable.
Wiped their memory, didn't they?
It felt right. It felt like something locked into place, you know? Like we met before.
Like it happened before and like it'll happen again, like it's happened 1,000 times
Wait,
over
them
and
two,
over
were them
again.
two
Do you know
all...
what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Ever since we've met, this world has been toying with us. It's trying to keep us apart. It's a test, I swear it is. And the two of us rebelling together is something to do.
Over the wall.
Fight over it, no matter what's out there.
Over the wall! Break the wall!
So let's go.
Well, not literally, but... Yes! She stopped them. She's frozen them. Let's go! Move! 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 Oh? I'm guessing this is test complete though, isn't it? Because they broke the, Holy damn. So it is like a real... he did speculate this was a simulation. 198 rebellions lodged. Oh! It was the 99.8% match. Oh my god. Because... Oh my god. Used to... So... Oh my... This system... The system is absolutely amazing in a sense. Pretty disturbing, but that was awesome though. The fact that, you know, the system was testing out 1,000 different versions of both Amy and Frank, and only 2 of them didn't make the rebellion. That was awesome. Holy shit. But yeah, testing out the perfect compatibility, and then, you know, it's really, really interesting. I thought, you know, this system would be, you know, very, very corrupt, but in reality it's not actually that bad. Holy shit. So yeah, that was a beautiful episode. Loved it. It's like San Junipero, actually. That was a happy episode. Depending on what your interpretation of the episode is, because I know there's been a few people who have took a more bleak approach to San Junipero than what I saw, of course. I mean, opinions are allowed, of course, but I know there's been a few people saying, well, they both did die, so not all happy days, of course, but from my understanding, this was a release for Yorkie. She would never recover. And Kelly was already dying, and she accepted death, saying it's time. And plus, the fact with that ending, of course, is that, you know, Kelly didn't want Yorkie to go through the same, considering the fact that Kelly's partner didn't go into San Junipero, there would be that factor of loneliness, of course. And you know, them two can live happy in this afterlife and all that. But yeah, let's not talk about San Junipero. This is about Hang the DJ. Like I said, it was beautiful. There's probably still going to be some interpretations, some bleak interpretations regarding this episode, potentially. Especially since my early thoughts, you know, painted a very, very grim picture about this episode. Considering the fact that this was before the twist, of course, so, yeah. But considering the fact that, you know, I thought this dating service was a bit, you know, iffy. Considering with, you know, Amy and Frank, they really, really felt for each other. And you saw that throughout the episode. You saw them go through different people. And, you know, their thoughts, you know, the heart wants what the heart wants at the end of the day. Their thoughts was, you know, so, for each other. And, you know, even with long relationships, it was just not, especially for Frank and Nicola. That was definitely OTP of the year. yeah, it was just really, really, beautiful seeing, they had so much great chemistry though, that's the thing, and, they wanted more of that, but they were on so much limited time. But I just love the fact that the dates after, Frank and Amy, that first time interaction, should I say, was the first real test now that everything's out there, of course, the first real test, because, there was that 9 months for Amy and, Lenny. And 1 year for Nicola and Frank, which was, must have been the longest year ever. I don't know how, much this would equate to in the real world, because we know that simulations, the simulated world, Black Mirror loves to, make time last a very, very, very long time in, a simulated world, but it's so quick in the real world, like, White Christmas had that, like so many thousands of years in a day, for that torture. It was 0.4 seconds, I believe it was in playtest. Like the simulated event took I'd say 40 minutes overall, but, in the real world, that guy, would experience all those events in like 0.4 seconds, and then that's what I'm talking about. Like the simulated world is a lot longer compared to the real world. So, but it would probably be a bit longer considering she's not like Amy's not like the Flash, is she? So she couldn't be like, oh, I've got a date, go to the bar. So yeah. But yeah, it would be a lot, quicker than, definitely a lot quicker, because, if you spent like a year or what, well, it was a year for Nicola and, Frank, but it was a bit more longer, of course, in total, but you spent all that time, gazing at a profile, yeah, but yeah, I'm digressing. It was just really, really beautiful, seeing Amy and Frank, feel for each other, because you felt that, connection. Like I said, the chemistry was polluting the room, in my opinion. It was so strong, and, they longed for each other. And, they had that test with Nicola and Lenny, of course. Both at the end of the day, they were itching to be, for, their previous partners. They were both itching to be with each other, Amy and, Frank, of course. But I did think, though, that Amy was going to, cause Black Mirror is not the happiest, series out there, obviously. And I was worried. There was 2 worrying factors that I had, through their second dating services, I guess. One would be that Amy would get pregnant by Lenny, which could cause some complications to the dating service, but it can happen. Like you go on your dating services, you might accidentally end up pregnant, and yeah. But I was just thinking, because I had a feeling that, that the expiration time was random. You could be, well, it was obviously years could be accounted for with Nicola and Frank, but hours, days, months, whatever. I thought it was a bit too specific, being 9 months, so I was thinking, okay, there's going to be some kind of complications going on here. And the fact that she is lusting for Lenny, was a really, really concerning factor. So I was thinking, by the end of this, or by the time the year was up for Frank, she would have been head over heels for Lenny, and, you'd see that poor, despair, that you'd see that despair from Frank, and you'd just feel so bad for him. But thank God it ended on a happy note. Another assumption that I did have, though, was a bit of a bleaker, outlook to, compared to what we got. When they were climbing the ladder, of course, this was when, the test thing, came out in the open. I thought they were going to, with the simulation effects playing into factor, I thought we were going to see them, I don't know, strapped up to a board for some reason. I have no idea why, but it was just there. So yeah, like I said, glad, we got what we got basically, which was Amy walking into a bar, finding that beautiful twist, you know, the thousands of simulations, equating to the compatibility of the app. Like I said though, my assumption early on was the fact that, you know, this service that both Amy and Frank were going in the simulated world was a bit stingy, because the dating app, the coach was saying, oh, we will determine who's your ultimate match based on your tastes and all that. And I was, you know, thinking, considering the fact that Frank and Amy had such a strong relationship and that wasn't the ultimate match apparently, I was thinking, well, you know, it's a bit difficult considering the fact that, you know, a lot of relationships in the real world are probably not going to be our most compatible match out of the entire world. Like, if someone's, like, not to sound too grim and not to dictate your life or whatever, the person you're probably with is not the most compatible if this was run by a system. But you love them. You cherish them. The heart wants, this is what I'm talking about, the heart wants what the heart wants, and that's the case with Amy and Frank. But the system didn't deem that, of course. But again, this was before the whole, you know, fact that it was revealed to be, you know, a little bit of a test, a simulation. But yeah, like I said though, I did have a very, very grim, you know, assumption about where this episode was going to be heading. Early on, with the fact that the system was like saying, oh, we're going to find your perfect match with this, you know, with your tastes and everything we've extracted from your profile and all that. And I was thinking, well, Amy and Frank do feel so much for each other, and the system's saying they're not the OTP, I guess. But I was just thinking, you know, as grim as it does sound, I don't think, you know, that's going to be the case for the real, like, it's a very, very dictatorish way to go about it, of course. This was before the whole revelation, of course, so, yeah. It was a very, very dictatorish way of, you know, putting two people together, because, you know, in the real world, there's bound to be a lot of relationships where they are not with the most compatible people in the system's eyes. But, you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. So, at the end of the day, it was a very, very disturbing outlook, of course. But, like I said, before the whole revelation came in, it was a nice little test, of course, to test out both Amy and Frank, and others out there as well, of course, considering the fact that, you know, this system was not like, you know, that Amy and Frank dude, they seem like two very, very good people, so let's test them out let's test them out there. But it was a nice, at the end of the day, the revelation was so great, considering the fact that, you know, there was that 99.8% compatibility thanks to the thousands of simulations they run. They, you know, I mean, the way I'm thinking about it though is, you know, I'm going back to, you know, people might interpret this, you know, in a grimmer way. There is that, you know, possibility that someone might be, you know, thinking, well, it's still kind of dictatorish. But then again, the website is not saying, okay, you do this, you do that. From what I'm gathering, in the real world, they are, you know, able to make their own choices, and they get along, and, you know, the dating thing says, oh, you are 99.8, you know, percent compatible. They're not forcing that option, though, unlike the simulated world where, you know, it picks out people on its own accord. So, in the real world, they have that choice to be like, swipe left and swipe right? Tinder? I think it is. I don't use Tinder. Twitter and Tinder merge. Anywho, I digress. Yeah, from what I'm gathering, they've got that option, to, you know, oh, we've got a, you know, great compatibility rate, so let's meet up and all that. So, that's the way I'm looking at it, of course, and that's helped with this really, really helpful application, of course, that runs the numbers, that says, okay, well, we'll take your, you know, what I'm thinking though is it's going to be really, because I'm going to say, we'll take your personality, your taste, your everything from your profile and run it into the simulation, run the numbers, and then we'll give you a nice compatibility score. So it creates an accurate reading on, you know, how well you might do in the real world. Like I said, whether you take that option to meet that person or not is up to you, unlike the simulation world. But of course, that was a nice little simulation world, testing out two partners that, you know, swiped right or whatever it is on Tinder, and putting them into simulation worlds so it can give a nice little feedback, I guess. What I'm thinking, though, is it's going to be really, really poopy, because there's going to be some people who orchestrate their profiles to, you know, make themselves look better, and in reality, you know, it's not so impressive, because, you know, you get that case. Some people just, you know, boast themselves too much. So that's going to be a bit awkward, though, if both if either Amy or Frank orchestrate their profiles, but I don't think they did. So there's that possibility, but I don't think so. But there is that potential, of course, that, you know, everything could, that there's some things that could go wrong, but hey. Yeah, like I said, it was really, really great, though, how, you know, foreshadowing came into factor. What I'm thinking, though, is, there was a bit of real-world Frank leaking into the simulation. I don't know if conspiracy theorist was, you know, one of his, you know, traits or whatever in the real world, but the fact that, you know, he was thinking, you know, this could all be a simulation and all that, and it, you know, truly was just really, really, you know, interesting to come to it in terms of the plot twist. So it was just really, really fun stuff. But yeah, like I said, it was just a really, really great episode. The chemistry was just absolutely amazing. Like I said, the technological usage was really, really bizarre about how it, you know, changed my mind so drastically, because I was a bit against it at first, but looking at that twist and looking at how, you know, they made that escape with only 2 casualties, I guess. I mean, 2 people were not having the revolution, but 998 people did. But yeah, like I said, it was so weird how my perception changed from early on at that point, of course. Because I was thinking, I don't think so, but at the end I was like, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, what I loved, though, was some of the like some of the simulated moments, of course, in the episode, like Amy just standing there and people passing by. Trying out different partners, but she couldn't click like she could with Frank. So it was just really, really great stuff to, you know, see some of the passages that went through, of course. Nicola was just, I don't think me and Nicola would, you know, get on in the, if this was, you know, if I was in Frank's shoes, because I'm the jokey, I don't mind making jokes and all that, and she seems a bit picky for my liking, so, well, what else was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, it was, regarding, Frank and his decision to look at the dial when he promised not to. I was like, why? But yeah, it was just, really, really grim. I also liked the discussion as well about how, the simulated world, you know, makes you, you know, go through these partners, and they keep saying, they keep wearing you down until, you know, you just can't be asked anymore, and you know, you just deal with whoever partner you get. It was a really, really grim outlook, but of course, like I said, it was a nice little reveal at the end, where they revealed it was a complete test. So it was just really, really great, though, considering the fact that, you know, like I said, you still got that option to say, maybe not, who knows. But at the end of the day, like, the app basically says, oh, you are compatible, but in the real world, you never know how it's going to work out. I mean, they did love each other in the simulation world, but that's all they can do. They can pick apart their interests and everything about their profile, plop it into a simulated world and run the numbers, and they say, well, based on our readings, you're compatible. But, you know, simulation and the real world are 2 different things. So, but then again, based on Black Mirror's history with simulated worlds and, comparing it to the real world. I have a good feeling they will make it work. So we will just have to wait and see. So I have a feeling, you know, they will make it work. Like, they are compatible, and the attitude they kind of presented with each other will, you know, present itself in the real world. Because Black Mirror has that history. What it also has a history of is also presenting really, really fantastic love interests as well. 15 Million Merits was a really, really nice, you know, I commented about, was it, Bing, wasn't it? Or something like that. Yeah, it was a really, really, you know, nice, you know, relationship there with him and, that Abby girl, of course. I really, really love the chemistry there. But they've, you know, done so a few more times. San Junipero, again, both with with Yorkie and Kelly. Don't know why I was thinking Grace there, but, yeah, they do really, really good love interests, and, you know, the way that they make chemistry work, like the way, I guess, Charlie Brooker does, you know, chemistry and relationships in Black Mirror, it's just really, really nice to see. It's not, you know, pathetic or, you know, bland or whatever. It's really, really sweet. And, I think this was a really, really good testament to that, to show, you know, Amy's heart lied with Frank and vice versa. And, you know, even going through different people, there was that struggle, because the heart was calling. So it was just really, really nice stuff to see. But yeah, like I said, it was just a fantastic episode, especially with that twist. At the end of the day, where it was just a nice little simulation, and I just really, really love how the power of love, you know, came into factor. I'm not sure if I've said this, but, you know, it did bring out some, you know, kind of Fitzsimmons vibes as well. I'm not gonna lie. Fitzsimmons, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, just the way they, you know, were like, oh, this is against us. You know, the universe is against us. The system's against us. I was, you know, having so much Fitzsimmons vibes and all that. And plus the chemistry worked out so well. Like it does with Fitzsimmons. So yeah, BT dubs, watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's awesome. So yeah. Anywho, enough self-promoting. Yeah, it was just a really, really fantastic episode. I just really loved it. Very, very sweet. I doubt we'll get that for episodes 5 and 6, but hey, who knows? I think there's a season 5 as well to come as well, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we've just got 2 episodes left, and it's just been a fantastic season as well. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I do think this was, where would I rank this episode? Because I think USS Callister is my favourite episode of season 4 thus far. And I think, you know, Hang the DJ is up there, actually. I don't know where I would put episode 2 and 3, because, you know, it's so difficult, considering, you know, they are all really, really fantastic episodes. It's difficult to rate them and, you know, kind of accept it. So, yeah. But I do know this and USS Callister have been the best episodes of season 4 thus far, by a long shot. I mean, it's just been super, super investing, and I've just loved every minute of, you know, those episodes, you know, especially like it's, you know, had me on the edge of my seat. I mean, that said, the last episode, Crocodile did as well, especially with, Mia, but, you know, this has been super, super investing, and I just, you know, couldn't get enough of it. So yeah, it was just really, really beautiful stuff to see. Funnily enough, both of those episodes have a happy-ish ending, funnily enough. Depending on what way you want to take, you know, USS Callister, because, you know, the simulations did kill a guy, but, I mean, you feel for the simulations, and funnily enough, they were both simulated episodes, weren't they? So, funny how, you know, nice little coinky dink works out. But yeah, like I said, this was a fantastic episode. I absolutely loved it, and my heart warmed for both Amy and Frank. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out the videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!